And welcome in, everyone, to another week in the locker room. The girls' basketball season just wrapped up this past weekend, so a big congrats to the Belmont Braves on their state title win. But now it's time to focus on the high school boys' basketball season. Into playoffs, it's win or go home from here on out, so let's find out who tonight's winners are. We start with our Friday face-off in the Huntington North Sectional with a rematch of an early January battle. Homestead faced the Southside. The Spartans won their regular season game, but it was the Archers who went on to win the conference. We're tied after the first, but that is JT Timberlake Johnson giving Southside a second quarter lead. Other side of the floor we go now, where Homestead's Jake Kuhlman hits Mac Welker for the three. The 6'6" junior finished with 23 points on the night. Homestead now leads by 3, but how about Kendrick Alexander drawing Southside level, and the Archers would take a 1-point lead into the break, but the Spartans would lead it heading into the fourth quarter. A 1-point advantage now with under a minute left to play. Freshman Mason Weaver hits the circus shot. He finished this one with 9 points, and next play, Southside down 3. Jake Kuhlman strips Corte Wallace. The 20 seconds to go, that would end the Archers' chances. Homestead gets the season sweep of Southside and advances to tomorrow's sectional title game. That is where they will face the winner of our late game. We've got Wayne and Huntington North facing off. Another great game on Bob Strait Court early second quarter. Braden Freiberger denies the 6'8" Uriah Williams. Vikings flexing the defense, but a few plays later, Wayne gets the 3 to go thanks to the sophomore Jazz Williams. Later in the quarter, Everin Aikenson gets the bucket and the foul. The sophomore hyped up after the 3-point play, and it's the Generals with a strong second half. They're going to close this one out. Homestead narrowly defeated Wayne in last year's sectional final, and now we will get to see that rematch tomorrow night. Elsewhere in Class 4A, it's a rematch between Snyder and Carroll. The Chargers won it earlier this season. Tonight, let's find out what we got in the fourth quarters, where we pick it up with Snyder up by more than 10, and the Chargers' Brody Fisher, caught by the Panther defense, muscles his way in for the bucket. That is good. Snyder showing that they are a force to be reckoned with, though. Terrell Hogue drives it through. The Charger defense lays it in good for 2 of his 14 on the night. Panthers have the ball, but Tony Rongos knocks it loose, tosses it down the court. Lincoln Powell wide open, hits that one for 3. In the end, Carroll's offense can't keep up with the Panthers. Snyder wins this one, 58-48 the final. And looking on the other side of tomorrow's title game, we've got Northrop hosting Northside. The Legends won this battle back in January. So let's get into the action. Northside's Max Goheen goes in for the bucket, passes out to Malik Moore, to Omarion Waits, who finally sinks it for 3. He'd end the night with 17 points. Northrop's Isaiah Harris attempting the 3 here, no good, but Don LeRae Reese Jr. saves the ball off a legend foot. Gabriel Kasongo gets the ball from it, and good from downtown. Now we've got Max Goheen getting the ball surrounded. Heaves this one all the way across the court. There's Sebastian Moore. Drives it in for the easy bucket, 2 of his 22 on the night. This game stayed close the entire time, but it's Northside squeaking out that 2-point win, meaning we get the Legends facing off with the Panthers from Snyder after tonight's 65-63 victory. Elkhart hosting our Final 4A sectional. It's going to be Warsaw and Northridge in tomorrow's title game. Warsaw's Sam Lara hitting a pair of free throws with less than 20 seconds to go to win it. Northridge picks up win number 23 on the year. To Class 3A now, we've got Belmont hosting NE8 champs New Haven. Bulldogs dancing a little bit there in the huddle, and for good reason. Off the inbounds, Jayon Thomas, the freshman, tips it in over 2 defenders. New Haven dominated the paint, the glass, pretty much everything else tonight. Check out this next sequence. Belmont in transition, looking for the spark. Posterizing slam, but it's no good. New Haven with the long rebound. Lavelle Ledbetter all alone. He drops it in, learning from his opponent's mistake there, easing off the power. But that's not to say the Bulldogs didn't show off some flash and finesse. Tervar Bakersville goes behind the back into the bucket. Belmont then has a chance at a buzzer beater to end the half. It's not going to fall as New Haven takes a 35-point lead into the break and would coast to the 63-25 victory from there. They'll face Marion, we found out today, as they advance out of the early evening semifinal matchup, picking up the 73-57 win. At Sea City tonight, the first matchup of the day was a big one. The hosts knock off a very impressive Fairfield team, setting up a finals matchup with Northwood, who won a low-scoring game. Then at DeKalb, another strong early matchup ends with Blackhawk Christian taking down the host Barons in an overtime thriller. And in the other side of it, East Noble avenges their regular season loss to Leo, putting an end to their rival season in a 2-point battle. Moving into Class 2A now, Bluffton faces a familiar Woodland opponent in the Tigers' own sectional. Tigers won this in January, but Woodland has them on upset alert early. CJ Bullock wreaking havoc on the Tigers here in the third quarter, going up and under to put the Warriors up by 5. But Bluffton had plenty of fight left in them. Gavin Greaser disrupts the pass, then sprints up the court, gets the ball back, converts the layup in transition. The Tigers come all the way back and take their first lead of the second half, and from there, well, they would keep their foot on the gas. Marshall Gerber fights to the hoop, is going to sink this layup. Bluffton survives their conference foe, sealing the 49-39 victory. They'll face the winner of this one, Whitco facing Bishop Luers and Bluffton. The Wildcats struck first tonight as it's Chandler Cox hitting the turnaround J for the first points of this ball game. But it wasn't long before Bishop Luers, well, they hit their stride. This is a scramble for a loose ball where the Knights find Zen Safursky. The pump fake frees him up for the layup, and then Luers immediately applying that pressure on defense. Whitco can't get it up the court. It's Carmani Davis with the steal and the score. The Knights are hitting their stride, and they'd keep that pace. Coming away with a 12-point victory over Whitco in Bluffton this evening. Elsewhere in 2A, NECC champs Westview hosted an all-NECC sectional semifinal. The hosts face little trouble against Busco. They'll get a rematch with Lakeland in tomorrow's title game. And out in North Manchester, Wabash's season comes to an end at the end of the hands at Broadchester. Lewis Cass no match for Oak Hill as the Golden Eagles pick up win number 23 themselves. In the smallest Class 1A, Bethany Christian hosting a sectional where it'll be Lakewood Park taking on Canterbury in tomorrow's title game after their semifinal wins. And finally in Westdale, North Miami beat Tri-Central. Southwood took care of Daleville. Tonight's winners will make up that title game. All right, time to switch sports now. We saw ranked college baseball in our region. 24th ranked Huntington, a doubleheader with number 3 Taylor and NAIA ball. And Taylor took game 1. Here we are game 2. How about Jordan Mallett, the former Carroll Charger and Indiana Tech transfer, ties this one up with a solo homer. Tied up in the 5th now, and Owen Immel hits this one to deep left, but Braden Manning dives for it still. He can't make the catch. He can make the throw. Taylor Reinhardt's out at the plate. What a play for the Trojans. We remain tied into the 7th inning, the final inning, with 2 men on. Luke Sutter sends this one out of the park. Taylor takes a 4-1 lead, and in the end, the top 5 Trojans sweep the Foresters this afternoon 4-2 in game 2. And we've got St. Francis hosting a doubleheader against Mount Vernon Nazarene. It's a battle of the Cougars. Top 7, St. Francis down by 1. That deficit about to get a little bit bigger. Brady Lester bats in a run for Mount Vernon, part of a 5-run inning. MVNU takes a 6-0 lead. Bottom of the inning now, Bishop Dwenger alum Kaysen Orabello sends one down the first baseline. 2 come in for St. Francis, but Orabello is going to be out on the play, and that is going to end the inning. St. Francis would not score again as Mount Vernon Nazarene sweeps Friday's doubleheader. So with that, it's time to take one more look back at our play of the night that we filmed. This week, we're heading back out to Huntington North. The 1-point advantage for Homestead with under a minute to play. And it's going to be the freshman Mason Weaver going up and around. The circus shot falls in, nothing but net. His first ever playoff game, he's made a huge impact. 9 points tonight, but that bucket puts Homestead up by 3 late in the 4th quarter. Take another look as the Spartans win it tonight. They'll face Wayne in tomorrow night's sectional final. Thanks to that shot and a few more.